Hello, this is Opinion Radar. If you're into precision work, whether you're building furniture, tackling a home renovation, or just hate the look of a crooked hole, you know how crucial a reliable drill guide can be. Today, we're putting the SKOOL multi-angle drill guide to the test, a tool that's been making waves in workshops and online forums for its bold claims of accuracy, durability, and versatility. Priced at $94, it sits in that interesting space between premium and accessible, promising more capability than your average guide without breaking the bank. But does it deliver under real-world conditions? Over the next few minutes, we'll dive deep into its design, how it handles different angles, its performance across materials, and where it might fall short. This isn't just about drilling straight, it's about consistency, repeatability, and whether this tool earns its spot in a serious toolkit. So let's get into it. Let me tell you, I've been working with tools for over 2 decades, first as a DIY enthusiast, then in professional carpentry, and I've gone through my fair share of drill guides. Most are either flimsy, hard to adjust, or just can't hold a consistent angle. That's why the SKOOL multi-angle drill guide stood out to me right out of the box. It feels solid, heavy-duty, and engineered with intention. The moment you pick it up, you can tell the materials are top-tier, thick aluminum precision machine parts, and a design that clearly prioritizes stability. I needed something reliable for a big project, building a custom dining table with threaded inserts on the underside. Getting those holes perfectly square was non-negotiable, and this guide promised to deliver. Right off the bat, the mechanical detent that locks it rock solid at 90 degrees impressed me. Those 2 alignment rods snap into the base and eliminate any wobble. This isn't just marketing speak, it's something you can feel when you're guiding the drill. That feature alone makes it worth considering, especially if, like me, you spend most of your time drilling perpendicular holes. One of the smartest design choices here is how it handles angle adjustments. To change from 90 to something like 30 or 60 degrees, you loosen 2 hex screws, slide the guide bars up and out of the base, pivot to your desired angle, then reinsert and tighten. It sounds complicated, but it's actually intuitive once you do it once. What I appreciate is that this method ensures the default 90-degree setting remains perfectly calibrated, no wear and tear messing up your most used angle. I found myself using it for angled joinery on cabinet frames, drilling pilot holes for decorative trim at 37 degrees, and even setting up some off-axis fastening on a sloped ceiling bracket. Being able to hit a precise 60-degree angle is rare in this category, and it opened up options I didn't have with my old guide. The range from 0 to 60 degrees gives real flexibility, especially for trim work, furniture building, or any project where square isn't the only requirement. Now, let's talk about the chuck and bit retention. This is where things get a little mixed. The guide uses a quarter-inch hex system to hold the drill bit, which works fine for smaller bits and light-duty use. But I quickly noticed that under higher torque, especially with denser hardwoods, the bit can slip. I had one instance where drilling through a thick oak leg, the bit started to drift because the chuck couldn't maintain grip. Tightening it helped, but it wasn't as secure as I'd like. And honestly, I'd steer clear of using an impact driver here. Several users, myself included, think the quarter-inch hex bolt isn't robust enough to handle sustained impact force. There's just not enough material at that junction to prevent shearing over time. So my advice? Stick to a regular drill, keep your RPM moderate, and don't push it too hard. It's not a flaw that kills the product, but it's a limitation worth noting. Another area where the design stumbles a bit is the depth stop. On paper, it's a great idea, adjustable depth control, so you can consistently drill to the same depth every time. But in practice, it's frustrating. The stop collar doesn't hold its position well. I set it, tightened it down, and halfway through my batch of holes, it started drifting. Plus, the slider binding issue is real, the stop is slightly asymmetrical, and that causes resistance and inconsistency. It's a shame, because when it works, it's useful. But relying on it for precision work? Not yet. A redesign with a more balanced stop mechanism and a locking collar that actually locks would solve this. That said, the self-centering function for round workpieces was a total surprise and a delight. I hadn't even noticed in the specs, but when I clamped a dowel in, the guide automatically centered it. That's a game changer for railing projects or anything involving cylindrical stock. Weight is another consideration. This guide is built like a tank, which is great for stability, but not so great when you're working overhead or for long stretches. After about 20 minutes of drilling at ceiling height, my arms were feeling it. Clamping the unit down is almost a necessity rather than a convenience. Once I bolted it to my bench, everything became smoother and more accurate. The added stability from clamping also helped mitigate the slight wobble I noticed at steeper angles above 30 degrees. The unit relies heavily on the tightening knob and handle to hold the drill steady, and I could feel some flex under pressure. A few users reported it doesn't hold angles reliably past 30, and I can see why. It's not unusable, but it's not as rigid as it is at 90 degrees. For precision angled work, I'd recommend going slow and checking alignment often. Overall, despite its quirks, I'm really impressed with the SKOOL multi-angle drill guide. It's built better than most in its class, offers unique features like true 60-degree capability and self-centering, and delivers exceptional performance at 90 degrees. The core functionality, drilling straight, accurate holes, is where it truly shines. Yes, the depth stop is flawed, the chuck has torque limits, and it's on the heavier side, but none of these are deal breakers. At $94, it's priced competitively, especially when you consider that comparable guides from big-name brands cost $50 to $100 more. For furniture makers, finish carpenters, or serious DIYers who need consistent, repeatable results, this is a tool worth having. I've already recommended it to a few of my carpenter buddies, always a true sign I stand behind something. If you're serious about precision, it's time to square up your setup. Don't let shaky drills or inconsistent angles compromise your craftsmanship. Like this video if it helped you find your next must-have tool, and subscribe for more straight shooting reviews, because every project deserves a solid foundation.